everyone, welcome to Doing Dental School. My name is Khatri. I'm a first-year dental student at Marquette University School of Dentistry, and I created this platform just to create sort of a virtual mentorship where dental students and pre-dental students can all connect and we can help each other achieve our goals. So if you want to stick around, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below. All right, so today we're talking about creating your four-year plan. I created my four-year plan during winter break of my sophomore year, and it took me a really long time, but it was really a beneficial thing that I had with me, and it was a really good resource for me to check back with whenever I was signing up for classes or whenever I wanted to know kind of what I was taking each semester. It did take a long time though, and it was really time consuming, and you had to be really detail oriented. So I kind of wanted to just walk through the steps that I took to create my four-year plan. Also, if you hear noises throughout this video, I am home alone with my little puppy Mowgli. Say hi, Mogo. Hi. Oh, thank you. But yeah, so if you hear any noises throughout this video, it's just him. I took away all of his squeaky toys, but hopefully he'll stay quiet for me. So the first thing I did was gather all of my course information. So for me, my university actually provided a bulletin of all of my course requirements for my major, but whatever that might look like for you, if it's provided by your university, if you have to talk to your advisor, whatever it may be, make sure you have all of your major requirements. Also make sure that you have your university requirements. So for me, Marquette University is a Jesuit university, so we focus a lot on kind of just creating a whole picture and making sure that every student is really well-rounded. And then lastly, I needed to know what my dental school requirements were. So all of the prerequisite courses that you have to take as a pre-dental student to get into dental school. If you are confused on what the prerequisites for dental school are, feel free to check out my video of how, or like what being a pre-dental means, and that'll kind of in-depth explain what courses you need to take in order to get into dental school. Okay, so the next thing I did was kind of write out all of the classes that I had already taken. So I created a template for you guys that is linked down below, so feel free to look at that. But it's basically divided into every single year and then 2 semesters. So obviously fall and spring semester, freshman year, sophomore year, junior, and senior year. So as I said, I created my four-year plan during the winter break of my sophomore year. So I filled out 3 semesters of what I had already taken. I included the course name, the course code, and how many credits it was, and then I totaled up the credits at the bottom. So this is just a good way to kind of just figure out what classes you've already taken and crossing those requirements off of your list that you have. So the next thing I did was figured out when students normally take each class that I need to take. So for example, for dental school, you need to take physics. And I wasn't really sure when students normally take physics. So I asked my advisor, and I also talked to students who were older than me, and I figured out that most students at my university took physics 1 and 2 during their junior year. So physics 1 during their first semester junior year and physics 2 during their second semester junior year. So this is kind of where I slotted that in for my four-year plan as well. This can kind of just help to make sure that you have peers and people you know in your classes so that you can study with them, and it's kind of just more of a comfortable environment for you. Another thing to keep in mind is that every single course that's offered by your university might not be offered every single semester by your university. So an example for me would be that the biochem that I took during my undergrad was actually only offered second semester every single year. So I needed to make sure that I was taking biochem during my second semester because I didn't really have any other option. This can often be figured out through your course like bulletin or a class search. You can also talk to advisors about this because they usually know this stuff like the back of their hand. So now that I kind of had like all of this information gathered, I slowly began to fill out my four-year plan. I did color code it, which you can see on that template. I kind of give a key of what I used, but again, you know, use whatever you want, but I color coded everything to make sure that I knew what requirements each class was hitting, and I wasn't just taking a class to take a class. And I also made sure that I always totaled up the credits and checked how many credit hours each class was. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't overwhelming myself one semester and then not taking enough classes the next semester. So I kind of just wanted everything to be even. So I took really good notes on just how how many credits every single class was. And then once I was done just filling out all of my requirements and creating my 4-year plan, I double checked it 10 million times, because I wanted to make sure that every single requirement that I needed to hit in order to graduate was there. And after checking it 10 times, I also made an appointment with my advisor, which I would highly recommend because, as I said, they know this stuff like the back of their hand. And so I had my advisor look over my 4-year plan and tell me if I was missing anything, if I was taking an extra class somewhere, if I needed to switch any classes around, whatever that may be. She was a really good resource, and I would highly recommend just talking to your advisor and having them look it over. So yeah, that is how I created my 4-year plan. As I said, I did create a template, so make sure you look down below, make a copy for yourself and change it however you want it to be. But I really wish that someone would have kind of given me a template, so that's why I kind of want to just give back to this community. Also, if you have any questions, I know this process is really overwhelming and time consuming, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below or DM me on Instagram. I'm always checking my DMs. But if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.